The opinions expressed in the following program are not necessarily those of Eastlink Community TV, its sponsors, or partners.
This episode of RT Cooks It is made possible by the generous support of Hickman Automotive Group.
Hello everybody, my name's Chris. My friends call me RT. This is RT Cooks It. Today we're on the Rat Rod BBQ again. It's char roasted, fire roasted chili. Don't go too far. We're gonna make it. Fire roasted chili we're at today. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get an onion right on these coals. I'm going to cook all the vegetables right on top of the coals. We're going to get them right in, and I'm actually going to bury this onion in a little bit. It's going to char and cook the outside quite drastically, but that's okay. We're after the inside. We're after what's happening on the inside of this onion today. I have a pot on over here. I have the fire going. The idea of the fire today is I'm going to use the burning sticks to put underneath this pot and keep this pot simmering, keep everything going. We're going to get some ground moose. We have some beautiful ground moose. Now this is last year's moose. There's not much left. Fortunately, we're going to get another moose this year. Get that in and brown up the ground moose and let that onion sit in there and simmer. I'm going to cut up an onion, and we're going to put that onion in with that ground moose and get some more onion flavor. One thing this is not going to be short on is onion flavor. I'm only going to use a half onion in. I have the onion roasting over on the fire. That's going to be a lot of flavor. When we chunk up some vegetables at the end, there's going to be some red onions mixed in, so there won't be a shortage of onions. But this onion here, I want to get blended right in with that ground moose. That can go straight in right now, ready to ready to cook down this moose. I'll grab a glove, grab this pot. Pot is scorching hot. Give this a little bit of a stir and a mix. Brown that, oh yes, yes, yes. Coming together nicely. This is cooking perfect. So like I said, we're going to cook right on top of those coals. I do need a little more heat here, so I'm going to lift up that grill with the wheel, and I'm going to put a couple sticks underneath. And like I said, this fire today is all about keeping this pot at the perfect temperature. So we have some sticks burning. They're already burning. Just tuck them in underneath. Couple more pieces, 1, 2, all under. Turn this fire a little bit, and we're going to put in a couple more pieces because we want to keep this going. We want to keep the flames. We want to keep the coals alive. We got to keep this on simmer and cooking. We'll lower that down right on top of there. Perfect. Now, you can see the smoke is actually rolling inside over on top of that, so it's just smoke on smoke and flavor on flavor. Get that glove again. Keep this little bit of a stir on. Check that onion. I'll give that onion a little turn. Make sure we're doing all right. That onion's going to stay in there for a while. It's probably going to take about 15-20 minutes. Oh yeah, this is sizzling off, stirring up perfectly. Today as a base layer in that chili, I'm going to use this Gross Morn coffee rub. This is from the Barbecue Emporium. This is a delicious spice, and this is going to be a nice base for this chili. Nothing wrong with a little bit of coffee on the bottom of that chili. So we'll just get a nice layer of that in. That will be nice. That will add a perfect amount of flavor. Give this a little stir and a spin. Our onion looks pretty good. I'll check that again here. Oh yeah, see, this is all browning up nicely. Everything's going to be added into this pot eventually. Slowly but surely, this pot is going to fill and fill and simmer and simmer. Check that onion. Yeah, see that char on the outside? See how it's just it's just cooking right through directly with just those coals. That one's going to take the longest. We'll leave that on there for, like I said, maybe another 15 minutes. Stir this up. That ground moose is coming together, getting a good brown on it, a bit of flavor. You know, you want that to brown off, to actually get a bit of char on the outside, or a bit of brown, a bit of dark brown on the outside. That's all part of that flavor profile that's going to happen. I can smell the coffee in the bottom here. It's just this nice aroma of that gross morn coffee. It's absolutely delicious. I'm going to get set up. We're going to grill all this stuff directly on the charcoal. And what we're going to do is I got all these tomatoes, and I have 3 peppers, a little bit of oil, and we don't really want to put a lot on these yet because we're going to go right on the coals. Anything we put on is probably going to burn. So we'll just go a light coat of oil, give this all just a little bit of a flip around. And of course now, you know, we talk about this all the time. Vegetables, 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 vegetables. Wash the vegetables. My hands have been on every vegetable in the grocery store that you can imagine. I want to try and make sure I find the perfect vegetables. When you get home, remember, everybody else's hands has also been on all the vegetables. Not that anybody's trying to do anything. It's just everything gets spread around. Take them home, wash them. They're safe to eat. Nothing wrong. That ground moose coming together, we're going to add just a little bit of liquid to that. It's getting close to brown nicely. Little bit of vegetable stock I'm going to add in there just to simmer around, because I'm going to start adding more spices. So now we have a little bit of chili powder. You got to have a little bit of chili powder in the chili. How else are you going to have chili? A little bit of cumin. Cumin's going to, you know, this is a flavor that hides in the background. You don't really know that you're eating it a lot of times, but it is most definitely in a lot of different taco, Mexican type meals. And then I go with just a little bit of paprika, just enough to make sure you know you got that bit of smoky flavor built in. Touch more liquid just to get this simmering. The mousse is browned off perfect now. We do not need this to cook down anymore. I left all the fat in there. That's all just flavor. I mean, how are you gonna go wrong when you add that much flavor into that chili? Give that a great stir. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna let this simmer. We're gonna let those flavors mingle. We're gonna let everything get together inside of that pot of chili. And then we're gonna get into grilling those fresh vegetables right on those coals. Don't go too far. We'll be right back.
For Belfour, it's not just restoration. It's your home. Belfour, restoring more than property.
Whether it's an occasional helping hand or 24/7 assistance, TLC Nursing and Home Care offers in-home, household management, and workplace healthcare services. Celebrating 50 years of care in Newfoundland and Labrador,
This program is proudly presented by the all-new Dodge Hornet and Hickman Automotive Group.
Welcome back. The chili is just simmering away. Now that's only the ground moose and a whole bunch of spices, but it has started to smell absolutely delicious back here. So the vegetables, like I say, they're going right on the coals. We're going to put them straight in and just keep flipping them. We got to get them in here and just keep flipping them around and get a nice char. And of course those beautiful peppers. Give that hand a little wash. Now what's important is we have to sit here and we have to manage these vegetables, because what's going to happen is they're going to burn on the outside, which is what we want, but we want to just make sure we keep turning them, keep rolling them around right in those flames. You can see that onions down there cooking away. These jalapenos, nice little char coming together on those. This is looking absolutely delicious. I can't believe how wonderful those vegetables look on top of that bed of coals. I mean, are you kidding me? Come on. Now remember, anything I make out on this Rat Rod BBQ, you can go ahead and make right at your campsite while you're out moose hunting. It doesn't matter. All of this is possible. It's just live fire, open fire cooking, and we're having a great time doing it. And I'll tell you, if you start, wrong set of tongs. And I'll tell you, if you start messing around and doing it, you're going to love it. It's just such a fun time. You can see the bubbles. The skin is starting to bubble. And those chars, see all those coals, that's all just flavor. That's adding flavor. Don't worry about the coals on the outside. It's coming around. It's quite warm in there, as you can imagine. That onion, we're close to done with the onion. What we're going to do with these vegetables, we're going to chunk the vegetables up, and we're going to grill these as well over top of the coals. These are going to be the nice chunks that you can feel, your mouth, you get the taste of it, you know it's in there. And we also have some canned mushrooms. Now I know maybe a little controversial. I love canned mushrooms in my chili. It adds this little pop of flavor that's hidden away. You don't realize it's coming, and all of a sudden you get a bang. There's that bit of flavor hitting you. So we'll go with those. Bit of onions into the bowl. Some peppers. I'm going to go over, and I'll tell you what I've got to do is I got to get over there and give a turn to these tomatoes. Yeah, see, look at how beautiful they're grilling up now. Look at that char on the outside. Oh, come look at this delicious. How does that look from that side of the camera? Because it sure looks good over here. Peppers, jalapeno peppers. Those are close. Onion almost finished. Get that little vein out. Just give these a nice rough chop. I have a colander or a strainer that I'm going to put this in to cook it, and I'll just put it right over top of those coals, the same as we're doing everything else. We're going to get full coal on coal on coal flavor here today. A little bit of yellow peppers. Check those tomatoes. I got to go back and give those tomatoes a little check. Ooh, go slow down a little bit now. That's sped up a little. That's when you cut yourself. Dull knives and not paying attention. The two biggest threats to your fingers. You're not paying attention to what you're doing, good chance you're going to cut yourself. A dull knife, fighting to get things through, fighting to get things cut up, you're going to end up cutting yourself. Back to the tomatoes. Roll them. Oh, this is just coming together so nice. That flavor we're jamming into these tomatoes is unbelievable. And the skin's going in. You know, a lot of times I'm worried about the skin being in there. This is a rough, tough campfire chili. We're going to deal with the skin in there. Better give this a little spin. I'm going to take that off the heat, actually. Our ground moose is going to start boiling off a little bit too much. We'll push that off the heat. I don't know if, Corey, if you can see here, but can you see how much the bubbling coming out of that tomato? That tomato right here is just cooking from the inside out. It is unbelievable, the flavor we're imparting into this. All right, so we have peppers, a little bit of oil, and we're going to go back to that coffee rub. We'll just give it a nice little dash of that coffee rub, spin that around, and we're going to leave this to the last. This is going to be the last thing, and I just have this beautiful grill. I'm going to load all that into this grill, put that right on top of all the coals once we get through the tomatoes. The tomatoes and everything, once I take them off, and here's my favorite part about cooking outside. Once we get those tomatoes off, they're going to need some time to cool off. I mean, they are going to be so weltering hot. I'm not even going to want to touch them. They're going straight over to the cutting board to hang out and relax. I'm going to call pepper number 1 is done. That pepper is ready to go, and I'm going to guess, no, that one's not quite ready. Oh, look at the char on this. Can you see the char? Oh, it's all just flavor. Like, it's just flavor on flavor on flavor. Beautiful, beautiful. We'll get that onion out. I think that onion is probably ready. It's been in there. Oh yeah, the onion's definitely ready. All of this, like I said, all of this going to need to cool down for a little while. Tomatoes, leave them simmer. Leave them cook a little bit longer yet. Get them flipped over. It's so hot I have to switch hands with the tongs. Oh, this is looking great. Oh, those tomatoes are looking perfect. Listen, I'm going to pile all these tomatoes into the middle a little bit. I'm going to get a lid over it. I'm just going to help those tomatoes finish cooking from the inside out. So we'll put that lid on top. We'll let that roll around. Let's get into these peppers. I want to have a look at these peppers. So for the jalapenos, we just cut them in half. And then you want to cut off the stem, the two stems. And one thing, there's a lot of heat right here, right? So the white part has heat, and so does the seeds. So leave some of the seeds, leave some of the white part. These look perfect. And what we're going to do is just dice these up. And this is going straight into that pot. We'll get all these jalapenos done, chopped up, minced up. I think that's going to be a good size. Give them a bit of time to simmer down a little bit. We'll get into this onion, top of the onion, bottom, cut it in half. I think we did all right with the onion. We have a beautifully roasted onion. This is going to add some flavor. Flavor and texture. Tomatoes are brewing. Chili is brewing. We're going to get those tomatoes off the fire. Don't go too far. We're coming back with some great chili. We'll see you shortly.
This program is proudly presented by the all-new Dodge Hornet and Hickman Automotive Group.
TLC Nursing and Home Care offers a province-wide team of registered and licensed practical nurses, personal care attendants, and homemakers to help their clients maintain independence at home. Celebrating 50 years of care in Newfoundland and Labrador.
For Belfour, it's not just restoration. It's your home. Belfour, restoring more than property.
All right, we're back. We have the tomatoes off the coals now. We have our ground mousse, all those spices, roasted jalapenos, roasted onions in the pot already. Now we're going to get into the tomatoes. So for the tomatoes, we just want to cut that little bit of root or the stem off. And I say maybe cut them in half. We're going to use the immersion blender to beat these up a little bit. We don't want them completely pulverized, but we do want to give them a good mashing, and we also don't want to lose any of the liquid in them. That is one of the most important parts. We've got to try and save all that liquid that's inside, because that's a big part of our stew. I mean, of our chili. That's one of the biggest liquid parts of our chili, is all this moisture inside these tomatoes, hidden away inside these tomatoes. I'm not sure where the top is, so here we go. I found the top. So just a quick hit, just enough to break them down a little bit, right? Nothing too crazy. They're going to stew down. They're going to get loosen up inside of that pot. I just want to make sure I got the major chunks taken care of. That's looking, this is kind of exactly what I was thinking. And you can see, if you look inside there, you can see those nice little black chunks of char. I mean, really? We'll get this over here. Take it off the heat for a second. Pour that in on top. You can just tell there's going to be nothing but flavor. Oh, look at that. I forgot some. Can't be forgetting any. Get it all in there. Don't worry about those chunks. That's going to stew down even further. Now, back over the heat. Get that lid on top and roll this fire up. So we need a little more temperature. I have a little bit of wood left, So we'll get some more wood tucked in underneath that pot. We don't want to lose our heat. All the heat that's built in there now, we don't want to lose any of it. So we'll take these chunks of wood right underneath. We've got some beautiful coals here. Right in, down below. And I'm actually going to put a couple more pieces of wood on here because we do have a few more minutes of cooking before we're completely done. Just to be sure we have enough, we'll let those 2 pieces go in. Come around, and we're going to set this down, lower this right on top of that fire, and get some serious heat into that pot. Next, it's those grilled vegetables. So I have this cauldron, this grilling device. I'll grab those vegetables. We're just going to spread those out. And again, right on top of the coals. This is going to go in and give us that end, that end crunch, that end. All those vegetables that are in there now are going to be broken down to almost nothing. We're hardly even going to know they're there. This way, this is going to give us some good crunch inside of that chili. Leave that sit. Make sure this isn't too hot to touch. Get that lid off. Oh, this is also simmering away nicely. So what we want to add in here now is we have the tomatoes. The tomatoes are broken down nicely. We want to add some mushrooms. Now I think I have 2 cans of mushrooms. I don't think I need 2 cans of mushrooms. So I'm going to put in about 1 can. The rest not going to waste. They will easily get used. And 1 can of black beans. We've got to get some black beans in here. Beans, meat, I know, big controversy. Is chili supposed to have beans? Well, this chili has beans. Your chili might not, and that's okay too. However you decide you want to make that chili. Now we have some dark, unsweetened chocolate. We just want to break this up a little bit without hurting ourselves. We want to just break it up a little bit and get that in to start simmering. This is like that mole. This is that deep, deep flavor that you get inside of any really good chili. And you almost never know it's actually there until you eat 2 side by side, and one with and one without, and you know one is missing the chocolate. Get this on to simmer. We have a beautiful flame going on down below. Vegetables are close. Stir that around. We'll let that chili simmer down to just the thickness we want. Almost forgot tomato paste. Man, we've got to have a bit of tomato paste in there. We've got to bring that thickness up a little bit. So we'll go with that much tomato paste. 1 tablespoon, 5 tablespoons, 1/4 teaspoon, I'm not sure. We just put it in until it looks like it's the right amount. Look at this beautiful looking chili now. Look at this beautiful pot of chili. Now we have these vegetables that we grilled off, so I want to make sure I get those in for a little mixy mix and a little flavor. Just turn that around, spin it around. Beautiful looking chili. I mean, I don't know if we could have done much different. I think we hit the nail on the head with this pot of chili. I got a cup. It's time for a cup of chili. We're doing a cup of chili today. I had my crunchy nacho chips set aside underneath. There's a little bit of chili. I'm going to ward off a little bit of the heat, hopefully. A little bit of chips on top. Now we just want to give that a little mix around. Oh. I definitely don't want a mushroom. I think a mushroom's going to hurt if I try and eat a mushroom right now. I'll let this cool off a little bit before I get into the mushrooms. Oh, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. All right, fire roasted chili. Here we go. Oh. You can tell the coffee's in there. I'm very surprised. I never thought you'd even be able to tell that it's in there. The coffee's in there, the chocolate's in there. All those beautiful charcoal flavors from those tomatoes. Let me tell you, make this on your next campfire. Catch me on all your favorite social medias. Just search RT Cooks It. Don't forget to tune in next time for another great cooking adventure right here on Eastlink Community TV.
RT Cooks It is sponsored by Hickman Automotive Group.